Hey, what's going on, guys? Real quick, I was just gonna do that talk I said I would do about shooting both these next to each other, the Ruger P89 and the the SIG P226. Um, yeah, not really many surprises here. Um, One surprise, I'll just go ahead and say it. These Ruger P series just keep surprising me that they are so accurate. Like, I was a little bit more accurate with this than this old Ruger, my old Sig Western P226, and that was surprising. I think it comes down to the sights because this Sig does have a better trigger with a better reset. I think not that this is bad, but I was just surprised. It wasn't like it was just some big blowout. I just think I happened to be just a little bit have a little tighter groups with the Ruger compared to the Sig. What I had done is I had four targets total, and it was like both Ruger's targets were on the left, and then the Sig targets were on the right. And you could maybe say for the first set that maybe the Sig eked out the edge on that first go around, but the second one I thought was much more clear that the Ruger was overall a little bit more accurate. But I mean, I could just be splitting hairs. It might be different on a different day if I took them out again, but I'm getting ready to clean them here in a minute. But though, as far as handling, I will say these just feel better to handle. Also, too, real quick before I forget, both weapons have been safety checked. But I'm not going to pick them up for this video or manipulate them or anything or pointy triggers. But I will say this does have a more refined trigger compared to this. I'm trying to think anything else that really blew me away. Again, I was shocked the Ruger just was holding its own as far as accuracy. It kind of made me wonder too, like what kind of world we would live in if like the Ruger P series would have won the military trials for the sidearm in the '80s. But the reason I want to do this comparison, though, and I mentioned on another video, dimensionally, these are close as far as barrel length and that type of thing. And to me, they almost kind of they have some similar. They look a little similar in certain areas, like right here. They just kind of share a little similarity, and I was just thought it'd be kind of fun comparison. Not that anyone's really cross shopping these two, but maybe who knows. But I thought it'd be just a fun little neat kind of comparison. No one's really asking for the comparison. But I think if I had to choose overall, I probably would take the Sig series. Obviously, I do enjoy Sig, but I enjoy these Rugers too. Obviously, I've bought like three in the last like 6 months, give or take. But I'd probably choose the Sig P series. Um, I think if I really had I think if I really want to, I probably maybe if I focus more, I could probably squeeze a little bit more accuracy out of the PT26. And I do think overall it is probably a more accurate platform just because there's more various SIG models and stuff like that. But again, just as far as just plinking on the range, I was kind of not completely shocked, but was just mildly surprised that I was a little more accurate on that particular day with the Ruger, where I was thinking the SIG was going to run away with it. But the accuracy on these has got to be the biggest surprise for me. Not that I thought they would be inaccurate, just they do have a nice tight group, and maybe I'm getting lucky and I'm just getting models that, or the particular Ruger P series I've been getting, do not have a lot of rounds through them, and they all do seem like they've been really well taken care of. I don't know if they were in safes or not. This one has always seemed like it. Here I go, I'm picking up the gun, but I'm not going to pull the trigger or anything. I think this one was carried a little bit more, so I'm assuming it was maybe fired a little bit more. And again, it does have that lollipop style sight. But I was getting great groups with both of them. And like I said, that first set of targets, you could maybe give it to the SIG. Maybe even the day if you wanted to look at it. Because the few flyers I did have with the Ruger were just a little bit, on one group at least, they were a little further away from like the cluster that I was getting of grouping. Whereas even the flyers I did have with the SIG, they were barely like outside of the little cluster I was getting of grouping. And I shot about 25 rounds on each target out of the total of 4 targets that I had when I finally kind of warmed up for the day and decided I would go ahead and test accuracy on them. But yeah, both good guns. You couldn't really go wrong with either. I think The Sig again is just a little bit better as far as just this whole P series line. But sorry, because they're both the P series. I'm getting confused in my mind, and when I'm looking at both of them. But the Ruger P series is great too, and I really don't think you go wrong with either. And if you're looking for kind of more 80s guns like this, I think you'd be crazy not to at least pick one up if you see it in the shop and see if you like it and maybe come home with it, whether it's a Sig or whether it's the Ruger that you like better. But I'm going to get on out of here now. Everyone, I do appreciate anyone watching, and everyone be safe.